All right, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Dance Vibe Podcast with myself, Iris, China, and Walter. We are so excited. We're excited for a few reasons. Number one, ISDC is coming up. One of us on the line is leaving tomorrow, so she's gonna, test everything out, make sure everything is good, and then we will be following her. We'll be following her on Thursday. But how y'all doing tonight? Y'all doing okay?
Good, good,
Good, good, good.
good,
I'm
real
gonna try.
good.
hmm
Oh, I'm gonna try to text Jerron to see if he can pop on because I know that he's gonna have a lot to add to this conversation. But before we get started with our head judge and assistant judge of the ISDC, let's talk about some of these events that we have going on. We are gonna start with the first event. China Lene, the floor is yours.
That is my first Women's Empowerment Conference. It is June 6th. It is at the Holiday Inn in Baybrook off of Bay Area Boulevard. I have an early access. It includes a meet and greet, breakfast. It starts at 9 a.m. And I also have the general admission. That's 10:30. That's what time registration will start. The actual conference will begin at 11. Um, and you do not want to miss it. I have some great panelists. There's great activities. It is some of our own. So yes, support, support, support.
Okay. And ticket prices. How can people buy tickets?
The tickets or well, the early access is 85. The general admission is 65, but it is on Square. I do have a link if you're not familiar with Square, where you can just look it up. I do have a link that I can send directly to you. If you text me, call me, or what have you, I'll send it directly to you, so you don't have to look for it.
Okay. Okay. All right. You know what? You can go on to Facebook Live right now and just drop it in the chat.
Okay.
Um, that may work as well. All right. The
Mhm.
next event, thank you, Miss China. The next event is because we will not be here for fourth Sunday this Sunday. There is another group, the illustrious SDMI, that will be taking over fourth Sunday at Legacy. Walter, tell the people about this event. What's gonna be popping?
All right. I mean, the Flyers already, got it laid out for Memorial Day. They kicking it off for the summer. Uh, Marcus James of the SDMI, and also he will have DJ Corey as the DJ. Um, they're going to be, taking over fourth Sunday since we'll be in Vegas. So if you are here in Houston, make sure you go out and support SDMI for the fourth Sunday.
They did say there's going to be food there. I don't know about door prizes, but hey, if it's Marcus, it's going to be some door prizes there. So y'all make sure that y'all support. We will see y'all back in June. When we will be celebrating Walter's birthday in June. That should be really exciting, really exciting. So we'll
Right,
see
Wall.
y'all back in June. There's some other people celebrating June birthdays. I know Nikita is one. Don't make me call out the rest of the names because I don't remember. But I do know June 26th, you don't want to miss. It's going to be a great fourth Sunday. All right. Now, without further ado, we're going to bring on our special guest. As I said in the beginning of the podcast, we have the head judge of ISDC, Mr. Michael Lloyd Davis. Let's give Mike Diesel a hand. Yay! Go, Mike. Go, Mike.
All right.
Go,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Go, Mike. All right. And then we have coming up, he is known on the streets as the Beast. He's also known as Jimmy, but we like to call him Mr. J. Owens.
Hey, what's
J.
going on,
Owens,
y'all? You got
assistant judge,
the
assistant
beast.
judge for ISDC. We love both of these guys. We are so excited they're here. A lot of new competitors this year. Mike Davis, a lot of new competitors. So a few people had questions. We have 5 pre-recorded questions, but I did put the link in the chat if anybody wants to post questions. It is anonymous, So you can go ahead and post questions, and then we'll get to the five that's up. But before we start, we're just gonna have like a little rapid fire questions to try to set the mood, see what we got going on, see where everybody heads are. Sorry, English teacher. So these are just fun questions, right? Just fun questions to as a jump off, right? We call it the vibe check. We're checking the vibe today before we get this thing started. So we're gonna start with Jay Owen. So, Jay, I'm going to ask you about five questions. Now, it's rapid fire. You can't think about it. First thing that comes to your head, you got to give the answer. You ready?
He
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, Jay. First question. Favorite dance song right now?
Michael Jackson, Loving You.
Okay. All right. You like a smooth dance or a fast dance?
Preferably smooth. I like both, but preferably smooth.
Okay. Okay. One word that describes your dance style.
Flexible.
Okay, I like that. And what's worse in a routine? Missing the beat or forgetting the move?
Missing the beat.
Missing the beat. Okay, all right, okay. I like those answers. All right, Mike Diesel, you ready?
ready.
Okay. Favorite dance song to dance to right now?
5 more minutes.
Okay, okay, okay. I like that. Smooth or fast? Dance
Smooth.
song. You like smooth? Okay. One word that describes your dance style.
Interchangeable.
I like that word. And what's worse in a routine, missing the beat or forgetting the move?
Definitely missing the beat.
Definitely missing the beat. Okay, all right. I like those answers. My Walter China, y'all want to try these questions or y'all good?
I'm
Yeah,
good.
Okay, all right. All right. So, oh my God, it took 10 minutes to get that answer. Okay, so we're gonna start with Mike. Just tell the people a little bit because some people from Houston, we have a lot of new dancers going to ISDC, and they may not know about Mike Diesel. So, can you tell them a little bit about who you are, where you started in the dance, how you became head judge, all of that, a little bit of dance history.
All right, all right. First of all, I want to thank Iris and Walter and Miss China for having me on. First of all, great people, very great people. I started this dance way, way, way back about 28 years ago, and it was swing out. Didn't know nothing about it. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. We didn't do swing out, but got to Texas, was at a place where we shoot pool, and they was teaching class, and I kept asking my partner, "What are they doing?" And he said, "Swing out," and I was like, "Swing what?" So watched the class for a few weeks, jumped into class, progressed through the class, graduated from my teacher, Mr. Tracy Long, which I'll talk about some me and him having later on together.
Okay.
Got interested in West Coast swing after that. Somebody introduced me to West Coast swing. Got on the West Coast swing circuit, competed through the West Coast swing circuit for years. Did that for years. I guess that was about 7, 8 years after, maybe 10 years after I started swing out. Now I am getting into ballroom, so
What?
I'm trying to be like Jay Owens, and I'm trying to be the beast and everything. So I'm trying to get involved. But it's a fun thing to dance, and that's how I got into it. And that's how long I've been in it.
Now, are you learning the ballroom from Gary? Gary's a really great ballroom dancer.
No, not really. I mean, Gary helps me a lot with several different things, but every chance I get, I try to jump in a ballroom setting, whether it be here in North Carolina, anywhere else. And we do have a ballroom going on here amongst a couple of teachers that I'm going to start dealing with their classes on a regular.
I love ballroom. I mean, that it's And I hate to say it, even though swing out was my first dance, it's two-step ballroom and then it's swing out. I said
Yeah,
it. I feel so bad saying it, but it is what it is. I
yeah.
really.
Ballroom is just so smooth. You could just
It
relax.
is. Oh my God. Oh my God. It really is.
Yeah,
It really is. And if you've ever the ballroom with Kevin Collins, oh my God. It's like butter. It's like butter. It really is.
right.
All right.
And how I became the head judge. When I got into West Coast Swing, they actually have workshops that you can pay for to learn how to judge.
Oh
And
wow.
then they allow Angel Figueroa. Anybody that knows Angel Figueroa, that was out of Austin, great guy, passed away a few years ago. Great guy, the head judge.
I think that Jay is
All right, can you see me now?
Yeah, but
I'm trying to get out of this oven.
oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're in two. That's why.
Okay, there we go. Can y'all hear me?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, Angel took me kind of under his wing as an apprentice. He started allow me to go to different competitions, and just be apprentice judge where I would learn how to judge. And my score didn't count, but it was just learning how to do it. And then all of a sudden, they gave me a couple of comps where my score did count, and I got excited about judging.
Yeah.
So then Miss Morales hired me as the MC. A lot of people don't know I was the MC for years, a couple years for
Yeah,
ISDC.
you were. You were. I
Um,
remember that.
and then when Mr. Bradford was over, and she decided to make a change, and we sat down and talked, and she was like, "How about you becoming the head judge for me?" I was like, "Okay." I started judging a little bit, and then I judged a little bit at first. Then I became the head judge for her um, at ISDC. So I've been judging actually for years now.
So, Doug, let me ask you this, because you mentioned classes. Do you think that that's a thing that if you are judging, that's something that we should all do or take part in?
Well, I strongly suggested that just because you feel like you're an instructor that you can judge a competition, and that's totally not true. Because you're looking for two different things in a class and in a competition that you're looking at to judge by.
Yeah.
So I have had people come to me and ask me how to become judges, which I have one or two people right now that I am going to help be apprentices, judges at certain competitions, so they can actually get the feel for judging and get out there. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would strongly suggest that if you want to become a judge, get with myself or somebody else that have judged for a long time. We have several people out there that's great at it, that judge multiple competitions. Hey, grab one of the judges at ISDC this weekend and just let them know you're interested in becoming a judge. Um,
Mhm.
you know, I would say that if you are a beginner or intermediate or something, keep dancing first. Don't worry about judging competitions just yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep loving the craft, learning different things and what to look for, what you like and dislike. And I will tell you this though: if you decide to become a judge, be ready to back up your scores. Uh, I strongly suggest this. Y'all have been on the panel and been in my meetings, and I tell you, if a person come and ask you about a score that you gave them,
Yeah.
you better be able
They will.
to back it up and explain it.
They
If you
will.
can't back up your scores, I don't need you as a judge on my panel,
Hmm.
because you shouldn't give something that you don't strongly believe that they deserve or don't deserve. That friendship and that student stuff is out the window. Judge every dance on what they put in front of you right then and there. Not what you know them to do and be able to do, because they may not be their day. And you don't want to slight somebody else that get out there and dance their butt off that day, and then you put somebody ahead of them just because what you know they can do. If they didn't do it that day, they didn't do it that day.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
I would
It's
strongly
true.
suggest that you be ready for that, because those questions gonna come to you.
They are. I have been asked 3 times And you just got to be ready. Most and the three times I was asked, it was for people that just wanted to do better, right? They
Right.
just wanted to see what they, what
Right.
what
Right.
I saw versus what somebody else saw. So that's really good advice. Really, really good.
And one last thing on that, Iris, is when they ask you about something, if they did do something positive, please tell them so. Don't just tell
Mhm.
them all the negative. Tell them the positive. I mean the plus, the cons. I mean the pros also. I'm sorry to that dance. Don't leave them. Always leave them with something enlightening. I mean, it may be one little bitty thing, but that makes a difference of how they take away from you that conversation. They walk away from that conversation with just not feeling defeated and beat down.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. And you always want to look at it from the glass being half full rather than half empty because a lot of people, like I said, there are a lot of new dancers that's going to be in Vegas. Some of them have never done this, never competed before. So they're getting out there, they're just putting their whole, not just the pinky toe, but the whole foot in the water.
Correct.
And so that kind of encouragement could go a long way. So thank you for sharing that.
And the good thing about that is Tina has added the beginners
Mm-hmm.
uh, for Jack and Jill, DFW Jack and Jill for beginners this year. So you don't have to be afraid to jump in and think you're going to dance with these other people that's been dancing for years because we do have a beginners category and it is a criteria to meet to be in that category. So beginners, now's the time to jump in the water. Like you said, put your pinky toe in the water this year.
Put the pinky toe. Put the pinky toe.
Especially leaders.
Yeah.
We need leaders bad.
I mean, ever since, and Jay, we definitely want to hear from you, but that's my thing since what the first ISDC was 2014, and in 2026 we still trying to find leads. That doesn't seem like that's
Well, if people quit defeating and dogging out the leads all on Facebook and all on social media stuff, more leads would get out there. It's not fair how we talk about the leads and who wants to get out there after you've been talking dogged out and stuff and you want to step up and say, oh, I'm that person they was talking about.
Yeah. And we did talk about that in our first podcast about building confidence. And one of the things that may prevent that is what you just said, somebody, downgrading or browbeating or, being negative on the dance floor, especially when somebody they're a beginner. And some of these people are straight beginners who just want to get out there. So that's really good advice. Beast, aka Jimmy, aka Jay, what up?
What's happening? What's going on?
What's going on with some of your? We already know what your dance history is, but we do want to know, what was the journey to become an assistant head judge?
Well, kind of like Mike, Brad Bradford. My first experience judging, he took me through kind of like a little training, going over videos, going over things to look at, going over, what may give a person an advantage, disadvantage, positioning. I mean, just all types of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And having that opportunity to learn those things from him, I really appreciate it. And then, of course, through the years, just judging at ISDC under Brad Bradford.
Yeah.
And then, of course, once, Brad Bradford, once Mike took over, I think that's when I became assistant head judge and I started working under Mike and learning from Mike. So I've been learning from Mike these last few years as far as, judge, well, not just judging, but also, how to orchestrate a competition, time, extra time, spotlight, whether you need a spotlight, whether you need go in heats, if you need to do all skate, just learning, what to do and when to do it and when it's necessary and when it's not necessary, things of that nature. So Probably I think when Mike started, Tina had me come in as assistant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
Jay, so people know you talking about it's Lawrence Bradford.
Yeah, Lawrence
yeah.
Bradford. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I call him Brett. My bad, Lawrence Bradford. Yes. So
I,
he was the first judge that I learned under before Mike.
yeah, he's amazing. I think I'm gonna try to find that video of him dancing with what was his partner's name? Um, I can't think, but that's probably one of my top, definitely my top 10 of dances I've ever seen. But it was I'm gonna try to show that at the end because Lawrence Bradford was a beast in his own right, right?
Hmm.
In the DC hand dancing. So we're gonna get to some of these pre-recorded questions. Um, the first one, it has Mike's name by it, but I'm pretty sure both of y'all can answer it. But it says last week someone mentioned relative placement and scoring. Can you explain that?
Okay, yeah, a lot of people get confused on relative what relative placement means. When they look at the score sheets, they look at relative placement is a number system like ones, twos, threes. Say for instance, one person has four ones. It's obvious that that person is probably going to first place out of seven judges. If they got four ones, they're going to be put first. Then the next person, the ones are done. People need to realize that now the ones are done. So now, if the next person turns around and has a one, one, two, three, four, just say that way. But then another person has no ones, but they have two twos. That person is going to be in second place because we're working on the twos now. The ones are done; they're out the window. So the more twos you have now puts you in second place, and so on. The next person, the more threes you have as it go, put you in third place, whether you have a one or not. And I think that's why people get confused because they see, well, I had a first place, and they had no first places. Well, the
Yeah.
one was done after first place, and
Hmm.
that's kind of how relative placement works.
And so I think the confusion was a lot of people think you just average the scores and
Right?
the score at the end, and it's not like that.
That's not. Yeah, that's not how it works.
So let me add to that question. Is relative placement better because it prevents one score from knocking someone completely out or two scores?
Yes, because I mean, yes, because my thing is just because say if I had a one and then I got all fours, and then we trying to get second place, and I got a one, but I got all fours. Now this person got three twos, so obviously more judges thought you were in second place than that one judge that thought you was in first place. You see what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's why you got so many twos. That's why that relative placement helps.
gotcha. So what happens when the score is all over the place? Like, has that ever happened where
Uh,
no one seems to agree
yeah,
on
yeah,
first or because
yeah.
I remember one year we came back and you told us in the opening judges meeting that you had watched the video. Well, never mind. Um,
Go ahead, put me out there. Go ahead, put me out there.
no, I think you answered her question, and hopefully this was an anonymous post, so I don't know who added it. But if the person who added it wants to come back in and maybe add add additional question to that question, you can do that. But
Right.
the next one is besides technique. Hold up. Besides technique, what is the most important part of competition for leads and for follows? This for either one you or Jay.
Um, First off, it starts with your three T's: technique, time, and teamwork. Those are your top three. Then after those three, it becomes a little bit more nuanced. But your technique, of course, you're dancing to the music, so your timing is very important. Teamwork, you're dancing with a partner, so how you dance together, you know, if you're looking at two people dancing, is she following or is she pulling? Is he leading or is he dragging? You know, how are they moving? You know, are they moving? You know, over their base? Are they balanced? Are they stumbling? Are they, you know what I mean? So you're looking for those little nuance type things. You know, as far as your technique, and then and your teamwork. Those two things. You know, so then after that, you start getting into your level of difficulty, musicality, and all of the other little nuanced things that you're looking for. But your top three is going to be your technique, timing, and your teamwork.
Okay.
That's your baseline.
Okay.
That's
And
your baseline.
that answers another question. What are the main things judges look for? And you just mentioned it with the 3 T's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mike, you wanted to add to that?
Yeah. I would say me myself, I'm a stickler for footwork and what you're doing, your footwork and your connection and stuff. Connection to me is very crucial. So I score hard on when I see bad connection and bad footwork. That's just walking around. You're not triple stepping. You're not doing anything in the type of dance that you're supposed to be doing. And reason why I say connection is because connection is the key. Connection starts the dance. If when you first get up there and you get ready to start, what do? You connect. And if you connect bad and your connection is studied this through the whole dance like a train, because connection is your conversation in the dance.
Yeah.
Your connection is how you're talking in this dance. Now, when you start doing all this, now you're stuttering. So, a lot of people wants to do all these moves, but the connection is bad. I mean, the move means nothing to me if you're doing all this fancy stuff, but you're bobbling, you're disconnecting and all that, compared to somebody that's just doing some clean basics, throwing a little bit in there, and they stand connected, they stand clean. That puts that person a little bit ahead in my book because they're dancing. They're dancing to their ability and not trying to dance above their ability, and it just looks like a whole bunch of misconnects.
Yeah. And that's one. I remember that's one of the questions that I was asked. I think it was like maybe the first question I was asked because it was a prelim, but then the people had gone to the finals, and in the finals, that's your partner. It was a Jack and Jill. But even though the lead was doing everything and the lady was styling and it just looked like a very noisy dance. Like I didn't know who to focus on. And I, when the follow came up to me, and she asked, about my score, and I told her that, while it was, there were some good things about the dance, it just seemed like they weren't really dancing as a team. Like he was trying to do what he was doing, and she was trying to do what she was doing. So it wasn't, and the couple that won, like you said, had a smooth dance, not a lot of complex combinations, but there was no misconnection. There was no reaching for the lead. It was just a smooth dance. So I think a lot of leads think that the more you do, always every move has to be a combination. Every move has to be this, magnanimous move. But really, at the end of the day, that's not required. At least, my opinion. But China and Walter, did you all have a question for Mike or Jay before I go to the next questions that were sent in? No? Walter? Okay, I think. I don't know.
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. Okay.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Next question is the pro looked at during a pro-am.
Jay, you want it or you want me to take that?
You got it, Mike.
Okay, that's another thing. Pros, listen to me. Pros, I'm talking to the pros. You're there to showcase your am.
Mhm.
Yes, pros can do a little bit, but I mean, so many times I'm seeing the pro out dancing the am, and we're not really looking at you like that. We're looking at how your am can follow you if they are a follower, or how they can lead you if they're a leader. So you are hurting your am when you dance up so high to ability that they can't do. You're doing them an injustice. Uh, if anything, especially if you're their instructor, you should know your am's level. So I wouldn't push my am past the level that I know that they are. Now you may give them a little bit or something to every now and then. You got to throw some little flash in there to be noticed. Don't get me wrong, but I still see so many pros that once they get one ooh or ah out of the audience, they just go crazy. And now you done
Yeah.
forgot about that this is a pro am
Mhm.
and not an am pro.
Right. That's
Forgot about the AM.
Yeah.
so. Listen, before you finish, I don't know if you were finished. Someone asked what the amateur. Well, I just said it. Um, what AM stands for.
Amateur. Yeah, correct. You just said it.
I just said it. It's the amateur. It's when the pro or the professional or dance instructor um or someone who is won multiple. How many? What do you have?
Yeah, a more advanced dancer is dancing with an amateur.
More advanced dancers dancing with an amateur dancer. Jay, did you want to add to what Mike said? Are you good?
No. He said it perfectly. The biggest thing, like what he was just saying, is the pro not getting too caught up into performing themselves, but understanding, to put the amateur through, the movements that you're going to put them through, so that the judges can see their skill level and their ability to execute the movements and perform.
Okay. All right. Is there a such thing as an objective judge?
Elaborate on that. Elaborate on objective.
You said when you say objective, do you mean?
I mean, I can only read the question.
That I think what they said that they are more objective to give their own student a high score. Is that what you're talking about?
What?
Sir, I can only read what's on the screen. I can only read what's on the screen.
Well,
Let's answer it two ways. Let's answer it for someone who may have to judge their own students, maybe. And number two, someone who may not like a person, or they may feel like a person may not like them. Let's answer it from, because let's face it, everybody has their ear to the street, so we heard all the negative things about judging. So this person probably meant one of those two things.
Right. But I will say this on the judging your own student or something, that's going to happen. That's going to happen because who do you have judging? You have the judges. You try to put the judges that are the judges to do that category. So if you're doing DFW swing out and I got DFW swing out instructors up there on the panel, somebody's student is going to be competing in that competition. So it's impossible not to have some judges that's going to end up judging their students. Now, on the flip side, I don't think any judge should ever judge a routine that they had any part to do with. If you had a student or anybody that you helped with that routine, I put that routine together, had anything to do with that routine, excuse yourself from that judging panel. Please come tell me I have a student in this division. It's no problem. I'll switch with somebody or whatever. But my wife competes. I would never judge a routine that she did. Even if I didn't put it together, I wouldn't judge it. Because somebody's going to think I had something to do with it.
Yeah.
I think
yeah. Oh, go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
It requires a level of integrity. One of the things that I try to do is, really be objective, and I have to monitor myself, because when I'm judging my students, I know that I can be a little tougher on my judging of them because of my personal expectations. So I have to really kind of, really cut that, almost disassociate myself from them. Like I don't know you. When they dance and if they look at me, you get nothing from me. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for a smile or wink, you get nothing. You're gonna get the same thing everybody else on that floor gets, because it's just like Mike said, you have to judge what you see on the floor. Not my relationship. I really literally try to set my mind to nothing. I don't know, no complete disassociation, and I think you have to be able to do that to really be objective, not to be mean or anything to that nature. But if you want to be objective, it's like, you really have to disassociate.
Yeah, you do. You do. So let me ask you this before I get to the last couple of questions. What are some things as a judge you just absolutely don't like to see? For me, I don't like to hear people talking on the dance floor like you missed that move or what you doing or put me in this move. I don't like to hear that. Because that turns me, because now you schooling him or she schooling you, and I've heard people actually have an argument while they doing a routine. I don't. That's one thing that just turned me off to that. But what are some of the things that you all as judges just absolutely do not like to see?
Well, one of my biggest pet peeves is inappropriate attire
Ooh.
on the dance floor doing competition. You're in a competition. You know what it's about. Come on, have the appropriate attire on. I mean, I don't like people coming out there in sportswear, all that stuff, and you're in a competition. I mean, ladies, you can be sexy without being so revealing with stuff. Wear attire that that if your dance or your routine requires you a bunch of turns and spins, that everything is not flying up all the way up to here and stuff where you're seeing everything. I mean, just to be dressed appropriately when you come out to the dance floor.
Yeah.
And guys, the same thing. I mean, dress nice. I mean, it takes nothing to put on a pair of slacks and a shirt. I mean, to me, that's fine. But coming out there with ripped jeans and tennis shoes in competition and stuff. I mean, if you got a routine and y'all both dressed like that and it's part of your routine, yeah, that's fine to me. But I'm just saying, jeans, I can live with jeans and stuff in prelim. But when it comes to finals, I'm a real stickler about you really being dressed. If you made it to finals, you've deserved to be in a final. And you're probably going to either take a chance to be in spotlight or stuff. I want to shine and I want to dress nice and I want to be that person that they say, oh, he looked good, he was dressed nice, he danced well, So I think you should respect the dance and respect yourself enough to dress up for finals.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to ask all the judges to dress up for finals.
But please wear shorts, ladies. I'm begging you. If you're gonna wear a dress, you need to have some shorts on, because some of us don't wear full draws. And by that I mean, you know what I mean. Okay. Shorts. Pack 5 pairs of shorts in your bag right now. If you didn't put shorts in your bag, you wearing a dress, just put some shorts in your bag. Amen, Jay?
I agree. I concur with both of you.
Amen. All right. What are some things you don't like to see, Jay?
Well, you and Mike covered two of the major ones, as far as, just dressing nasty and then talking on the floor, arguing on the floor.
You got to say nasty?
I'm sorry. I'm a little sorry. Let me be a little bit more.
I'm a little bit more. Let me back of mine.
Okay, my bad. Hold on. Let me work on my etiquette. You know what I'm saying? Dressing provocatively. Is that better?
That's much better. We like that. We like that.
Provocative dress, and of course the negative communication on the floor, things of that nature. Another thing that I don't like, of course, which I did my very first competition, I was chewing gum.
Big dog.
And
Ooh, Liddell does not like that. Baby.
look, I was chewing gum, my first competition, and I remember Miss Connie came up to me and she cussed at me a little bit and told me to take
No,
that.
she didn't.
Yeah, she
Don't
said,
do
take
that.
that such and such gum out your mouth.
I do not believe that.
Yeah.
Hey, she was checking me though. She was getting me right, but I I appreciate it because she want me to do good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciated that, and I never forgot that. And like I said, it was my first come. I didn't know any better. And so that's kind of like one of the things that I can be a little stickler for. As far as chewing gum and things of that nature. And one more thing, major issue that I have is positioning on the floor when executing certain movements.
Yes.
It irks me to see someone do a movement away from the judges.
Toward the backdrop.
I'm you putting somebody in a dip and I see your back. That irks me. That irks me really, really bad. But that's me. I got issues like that.
Oh yeah. And that's too, because if you ever notice, judges, especially in like routine division or something like that, and pretty much all the divisions. That's why we sit in front of you. So we want to see your moves. We don't want to see your routine or your dance from the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I haven't seen it a lot, but I see it. I have seen it. There was a routine that one couple did, and most of their moves were, toward the backdrop. And I remember it distinctly because they had a pretty good routine, but it wasn't. The judges didn't really get the full, scope of that routine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then they defense what probably happened, because I've seen it happen before. They practiced that routine so many times. This person started from that side, and the ballroom wasn't to that side, so they started it from the side they normally start. Didn't realize it was gonna put their whole routine to the back.
What? What?
If you're doing routines and you're used to the lady being over here to the right.
Oh yeah.
But then you come into the ballroom and you should switch it, but you forget to switch it because the ballroom is turned the wrong way. All your routines, all your wild things are going to be to the back of the room.
That's true.
So
that's true.
That's why we have floor trials for you to adjust that.
Yeah, that's true. And we get it all the time because Walter will look. Walter, what's the lecture you always give us? Where is the audience? Where is your audience?
Yeah, find your
That's
audience.
right. That's right.
Audience. That's all you got to do. Find where the audience is going to be.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. That's definitely something that we all need to consider. But the next question is, this is my first time doing a Jack and Jill. What should I expect? I don't know if that's a judge's question, but maybe you can answer it.
You want it, Jay, or you want me to take it?
I started off and I dish it to you. Look, when you're doing a Jack and Jill is no different than going out social dancing. When you're dancing with different people, you're going to experience different things. Oftentimes what people will do is they'll find out who's in a Jack and Jill, and if you're not familiar with dancing with that person, you go try to dance with that person. But Jack and Jill is just like the luck of the draw. You may draw somebody. I mean, shoot, Walter, I think you guys drew each other before, right? In a Jack and
Invitational.
Yeah, in an invitational Jack and Jill. So you just never know who you're gonna draw. You might draw somebody that you're used to dancing with. You may draw someone that you've never danced with before. But the purpose of a Jack and Jill is to test your skills. So that's why it's really important as a competitor to master your lead or master your follow. things of that nature, so that even if you are dancing with somebody different, you're still able to perform and execute. Because in the prelims, you're judged separately, you're judged individually. So you may dance with somebody that you move on to the finals and they don't, because you have a certain amount of judges that's just looking at the follows, and then a certain amount of judges that's just looking at the leads to see, what follows and what leads move to the next, to the finals. And then of course in the finals you judge together as a couple. But it's really about your skill, that's why it's so important to really master your follow, master your lead. What you think, Mike?
Yeah, you pretty much summed it all up. I mean, that's Jack and Jill in a nutshell. Just to piggyback on that and add to it, I would say if it's your first time in a Jack and Jill, just come ready to dance. You don't know what song you're gonna get. You don't know what partner you're gonna get. So whatever song, my mentor, like I brought him up earlier, Andrew Figueroa used to say, whatever song comes on, that's the song you wanted, and that's the partner that you wanted. And you have to dance accordingly. You have to dance like that's the partner I wanted, and that's the song I wanted. Because if you don't, it's gonna show. If you ticked off because you got a song that you don't like, or you got a partner you don't like, trust me, it's gonna show. Either in your dance or on your face. One of these.
Yeah, you're right. And I remember one year. I'm not gonna say that because she looked like she could fight. I'm gonna leave China alone. But another year, a friend of mine, she chose somebody's name who they weren't compatible in terms of, I think he was like a really beginner, and she had been dancing for about a year. A really good dancer, but she had this stank face through the whole dance, and it was obvious, that she didn't like what the person was doing. She didn't like anything about the person that she had chosen. It just showed on her face, which was really sad because she was dancing really well, but it was like, I don't want to be here. I want this to be done. Blah 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 blah. And she ended up, not making it to the final. So what you're saying is really true. And the last question really had to do with what Jay just said. What if, are you looking at in the prelims? Are you looking at the lead and the follow in Jack and Jill? But Jay just said that you're not doing that. Everybody's judged separately until the finals. And I think a lot of people, sort of get that mixed up, that they think you're looking at both people, just like the lady thought in the pro-am, you're looking at the pro and the amateur, but you're really only looking at the amateur. So great answers on that. And we've gotten a lot of questions from our students about if someone, because our students mostly dance two-step. And so the question was, and I think Jay touched on this last week, but, in a judging panel can be Detroit ballroom, Chicago step, swing out, and two-step people. And so, the refrain has been, how does this one person who, may only do Detroit ballroom or only do swing judge Houston two-step? And Jay gave a response last week, but, I'm pretty sure some of our students and other people may want to hear what you have to say about that, Mike.
Yeah, because that came up before in a situation. People saying, how do y'all have judges up there that don't do that dance, that they don't know that? First of all, a lot of people don't know what dances a lot of these judges do. A lot of these judges do multiple dances. You assume because that judge is known for stepping that they only step. And that's not true. A lot of them step, they ballroom, and they do other dances. Some of them even may do swing out a two-step. Secondly, those judges are judging off of the criteria that are written for it. I mean, if you're judging and you're a seasoned judge, you still know timing. You still know technique. You still know showmanship. You don't have to be a master at that one to judge. But in the same token, you got to look at the board across the board. we have more judges in that category that knows it, but we have to use certain judges that it may be their secondary or their third in that one, just like Detroit Ballroom. We don't have a lot of Detroit Ballroom judges per se in the house, so we have to use other judges from other genres of dance to judge that competition. As well as stepping. We have a lot of people that get up there and they think, well, they're DFW teachers, but those people step. I see them all the time, day in and day out, doing stepping and stuff. So you just got to realize that probably DFW swing out is probably the only category that we probably could feel everything with DFW swing out judges, because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
So you just got to realize that, hey, you just got to get the majority and hope for the best. I mean, because those judges, I have confidence in those judges. I can't speak for anybody else's competition, but for Tina Morales and Miss Gooden and Demond's ISDC, we try our best to put it there, because what happens is I had the judges list a month or two ago. She sends me the judges list. She wants me to go over it and look over it and see if I need any changes, because she's like, well, you know these people, you know what they can do, they secondary, and a lot of their secondary dance. So I start moving pieces around and try to fit the puzzle to have what I see as the majority. And then you got to look at in stepping, like stepping pro-am or Houston two-step pro-am. I don't have very many judges that can judge it, because y'all on the floor dancing. Y'all the pros out there dancing. So I have to use judges from other genres of dance that may know y'all dance, but it's impossible for me to cover the whole panel with those judges because they're out there as the pro.
Yeah. That's good. That's really good. Jay, Walter, China, y'all good?
Good.
Walter ain't gonna get much out of
Walter ain't gonna say nothing. Walter ain't gonna say nothing. But listen, how important, Jay, Mike Diesel, how important are the competitors' meetings?
Very.
Especially if you're a beginner and newcomer. I want you to be at my meeting, period. The competitors meeting, shall I say, period, because especially that first one, that's where you're getting your bib number. That's where you're getting your breakdowns. And that's where, if any changes happen, that's where you're going to get the change at the competitors meeting, that we're going to inform you of the changes. So if you're missing the competitors meeting and you're the one that get out there and you jump out there, because it's strictly swing time, but we done switched it around and we done moved this to Jack and Jill, it's still strictly swing, and you out there looking for your strictly swing partner. But that's your fault, because you missed the competitors meeting.
Yeah.
But I strongly suggest that you make the competitors meeting. Now, Jay, you can elaborate how you feel.
No, I agree 100%, but I'm gonna elaborate on that as well, because at the competitors meeting, not only do you get information as far as changes and things of that nature, I know myself and Mike himself also get asked certain questions. So it's also a place where you can, questions that you may have, especially like Mike said, if you're new, you have an opportunity to sit and talk to judges and ask questions, you know what I'm saying, and get a lot of questions, things that you may not necessarily be solid on. You can get a lot of questions answered as well. So it's not just, be here, be this time, this, but it's also opportunities for you to ask us questions, and some of the questions that's being asked tonight. And Mike is real good for, giving tidbits, even in competition, as far as, things that may help you in your performance, things of that nature.
Yeah, you're right. He is good. Well, those are all the questions that I have, and I don't think a lot of people say hello. Demeric said hello. Dominique, April has been on here a lot. April is everybody's best friend.
One more thing on that competitors meeting. competitors meeting help you realize a lot of times. Jay will tell you this. A lot of people realize that they partner not there yet in the competitors meeting. Because you supposed to be there so strictly a routine, and when we call them up, they looking around just like we looking around for their partner. So now they realize, oh, my partner's not here. Where's my partner? Are they even here? So
Yeah.
it's best that you come to the competitors meeting for your own good as well.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Now, is it okay if you can't make it, but your partner can be there?
Yes, just I mean, I don't say do it, but yes, if that's so happens to happen, tell your partner to tell us they are here. They just doing this. I mean, we don't even know what they're doing, but they have something else at this time, but they are here, so we know that they are here at least.
Yeah.
Because that's the competitors meeting is what keeps us from when y'all see us lining up and we moving people around and we having to wait to start this because a lot of people didn't come to the competitors meeting. They didn't check in. So now we're trying to find this, people calling people in their room and stuff. Hey, you got 30 seconds to get down here and stuff. Speaking of that, if you don't mind, can I bring this up as well for the new people?
Okay.
Please be in the ballroom at least 30 minutes before your whatever you're gonna dance in. Because what happens is we call this thing called scratched. And I'm a stickler for keeping it on time. So is Ms. Morales, keeping everything flowing on. It's so much going on that we have to try to keep it on time. So if you're running that ballroom and we getting ready to dance and you see people on that dance floor and the music just get ready to start and you running there talking about here I is, guess what? You've already been scratched because we're ready to go. So try your best to get in there, if nothing else but to dance a little bit. Warm up, loosen yourself up. Be in the ballroom 30 minutes ahead of time. And if you think I'm just being too harsh, ask my judges what I asked them. The same thing.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yep.
They get scratched too.
Judge get scratched too.
We sure do. Well, I've never been
so
scratched.
right.
I've never been scratched. I'm always on time.
Right. Because we shouldn't hold them to a standard that we, as the leaders, not holding ourselves to.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be there on time, ahead of time as well. So just a little tidbit, be there on time, preferably early.
April said some people was still sleeping. They got scratched. Oh my God. What?
Well, that's hard for them to dance when they sleep.
That is true. My bad. That is true. If you sleep, you can't dance. Okay, I got you. This has been such great information. Such great information.
But it's not fair to the other competitors just standing up there looking crazy because we're waiting on one couple or two couples.
Yeah, I get it. So before we go, and I am going to show that Lawrence Bradford. I just want everybody to know who, a lot of people don't know who he is. But before we go, one piece of advice that you would give everybody that's dancing this weekend in terms of judging, but specifically the newcomers. We'll start with Jay.
Judging is objective. When you look at a score sheet, you rarely see everybody score the same. Because when you speak to different people, they have different personalities, different preferences, different things that they look for, different things they like, different things they don't like. So understand that judging is objective and don't take it personal. Don't get your feelings involved in it because again, different. You look at a scorecard, somebody may score you 1, somebody might score you 3 or 4, so those are just different opinions. So understand these are all opinions, and it's important to, like it was said earlier, to go and talk to the judge to see their perspective and find out what they see and take that opportunity to acquire that knowledge and acquire that wisdom that may assist you and help you give you something to work on coming into the next competition. But don't attach your emotions to it to where you allow yourself to be discouraged from something that you enjoy doing. Because I've seen people do that a lot and take things personally.
Yeah.
And then They don't
Never
want to
come
do
back
it
to
anymore.
ISDC. Yeah. Never come back to ISDC.
Right. And understand, a lot of you are new, so you may not necessarily be at the very tippy top with people who've been experienced, who had years on you. You know, take these first opportunities to learn, have fun, enjoy yourself, enjoy the experience, enjoy the environment, enjoy the competitors, because the competitors are very supportive as well. But take the opportunity to learn from the judges and ask questions.
Good advice. Good advice. Mike?
Yes, as a newcomer, beginners, I would tell you this: don't be that person who say, "I should have did this move. I should have did that. I should." You don't have very long. I'm gonna give you a tidbit. If you got something that you feel comfortable with in your dance and stuff, put it out there within the first 30 seconds of the song, because it goes by fast. I'm not saying rush things and stuff, but don't wait saying I'm saving this move for the end, because when the song start going down and stuff, you're like, dang, I should have did this. I should have did. Go out there and dance. Piggyback off what Jay said. Also, if you're new, don't get discouraged if you don't. Even I'm gonna go as far as say, even if you don't place or make it to the finals or something, take that as something that thrives you and gear you to say, okay, I'm getting back in the lab. I'm working on it next time. I'm gonna do this. Only so many people can win, only so many people can place. Don't feel that way. And I want to say this to the instructors: we got to be better at teaching our students and making an example out of our students of how to approach a judge. We got to quit hyping our students up that they got screwed and you should have won and all that stuff. Teach your students how to say, hey, come on, let's go talk to the judge. You bring your student to the judge and say, my student is so they danced in this heat. They would like to see or discuss why they would judge this way from you. And you back out of it and let the judge explain to the student, and let's see how the student react.
Yeah.
You don't hype the student up. Let the student, learn the proper way to do things.
Yeah.
So,
That's good advice.
I mean, that's just a tidbit for you students that's listening.
That's good advice.
And some of you old heads that's listening, you still do it too. So let's stop doing it too. You old heads, stop doing it.
Hey, stop it. I haven't asked the judge anything in a while.
But my thing is,
but I have done it before. So yeah.
But my thing is, don't go talk to a judge if you're not ready to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you be open to what they're gonna say.
That's true. That's true. And April just posted that you gotta, you should ask the judges that gave you 1s and 2s and the judges that gave you 4s.
Exactly. Don't just go to the judge that gave you the low score. Go to the judges that gave you the high score. And I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah. You're gonna probably see those judges again somewhere. Now when I walk in the room, what I used to do, the judges that gave me high scores, I talk to them all the time, because now I know when I go to a competition, that judge loved what I did. I like what I did last time. So I'm going to do a little bit more of that this time. I got it in my head. Also, remember what this judge over here that gave me a low score said too. I already got what this judge said, because that's just how I dance. Now I got to adjust it and tweak it to get them in, to reel them in. So talk to all the judges.
Yeah, that's really good. So I was getting ready to ask you to announce your events, but then Robert Holt came on here and said judges don't respond. I don't know what judges you talk to, but
Well, don't wait till you leave and email or text the judge. Go up and talk to the judge face to face.
Yeah.
So, guys, let me tell you something right now. If you go up to a judge at ISDC and you ask that judge to discuss their scores with you, and that judge don't want to talk to you and refuse to you come straight to me. And I guarantee you that judge will get back with you. If they don't want to get back with you, that judge won't be judging again at ISDC.
That's right.
That's good.
That's right.
That's good.
That's right.
That's really good. No, that's not. It was Estella Rencher. I wanted to go back to her question. She wants to know what a heat actually means.
What a heat means is if we have, say for instance, we have 20 leads and 18 followers, we have to heat it up. We can't all put them out there at the same time because it's uneven. And sometimes we do it and when it's even because it's not fair to put 40 couples out there. We do it in
Right.
West Coast Swing. We put 50 couples out there in West Coast Swing. But in Swing Out and have them all judged fairly. So what we do is we break it down into sending out 5 this time, 5 the next time. The 4 that's left is heated. That's the heats. So the first 5 will be the first heat. The second 5 will be the second heat. And the next 4 or 5 will be the third heat.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so, have all the categories made? Do you know?
Not all of them.
Okay. All right.
Pretty much all DFW Swing Out and most of Houston 2 steps. And I think they're looking for leaders in Detroit ballroom, the ballroom category. And maybe stepping, but yeah.
All right. This has been such great information. This broadcast is on our Facebook page, but it's also on our YouTube page if you want to go back and start from the beginning. We learned a lot about Mike Davis's history, and we learned some new and exciting things about the beast. Okay.
And I do have a workshop coming up, if I can.
Okay. Talk to us about the workshop and the weekend in August.
And our anniversary weekend for Perfect Gentlemen. In July the I said it then, forgot the date. I think it's the 19th, but it's myself, my instructor, which is Tracy Malone, that taught me, and Gary King, whom I taught. So what we're doing is we're doing a trilogy of how this thing, step ladder thing. It came from Tracy to me, from me to Gary. And we're gonna get together in Tyler, Texas, and put on a I think it's a 3-hour 3-hour workshop. And it is July the 19th, 16th, 19th. I'll find it correct. But Perfect Gentlemen, I'm the president of Perfect Gentlemen Incorporated, which a lot of people know. Group of guys. We are having our anniversary, our 12th, been together 12 years, our 12th anniversary, August the 7th through the 9th, here in Arlington, Texas, at the Doubletree Hotel. It's a 3-day event. Friday meet and greet, Saturdays workshops all day long. Great lineup for workshops. The flyers are out now on Facebook, and there'll be some out at ISDC, hopefully as well. But cookout, trying to put a pool party in there and stuff on Saturday. Make sure y'all come out, go get your tickets for everything. And I appreciate, once again, Irish and Walter, who never says anything, having me on this.
No, if it weren't for me in China, nobody
I do
would be
got a
talking.
question for y'all though after Jay. Though I do have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Jay.
We just spent this whole hour asking you, but then you're gonna come on and okay, Jay. What you want to know, Jay?
Of course, y'all know we have our second Saturday dance every month at the Shrine, but we have our anniversary coming up this year, August the 15th. Our meet and greet is going to be that Friday at the Shrine, and then our anniversary is going to be that Saturday at the Shrine. So both events at the Shrine, and the theme is 1930s Houston. Of course, any of you guys who've ever been to, one of our anniversary, we like to do a edutainment type thing to where we bring history and really celebrate our culture and how our culture affected what we do now and things of that nature. So it's going to be 1930s theme. So you can dress, all that good stuff. And we're going to bring something back that we used to do back in the day. And we used to have a ball with it. On Friday, we're going to do Battle of the Sexes. We're bringing that back. What is Battle of the Sexes? I'm glad you asked. Where the guys follow and lead the guys, and the ladies follow and lead the ladies, and we compete against each other. It's a lot of fun. It's really hilarious. When you see some of the guys that you used to leading and they trying to follow, and we struggle. We do struggle, but it's fun watching y'all try to lead as well. So it's a big fun thing that we do. And I recently posted an old one that we did back in the day when we used to do it. It was a lot of fun, a lot of energy. So it's gonna be a good event. So
It's
that's
gonna
what I
be
got.
good.
All
We're
right.
gonna see if Walter gonna pick up Mr. Ken again. Boy, that was hilarious.
Hey, and that date is July the 18th.
July the 18th.
July
Okay.
the 18th in Tyler, Texas.
Come
It's
on,
called
Walter.
the
So
Diesel Difference.
Tyler, Texas. And it's called what?
The Diesel Difference a trilogy.
I like that title.
I'm texting you a copy of the flyer now, Iris.
Okay. Walter, what's your question?
Okay, what advice do y'all have for beginners and newcomers? When a lot of the beginners and newcomers, when they hear the word competition, it makes them really nervous. They think that the atmosphere is going to be like, playing a football game or something like this.
Hostile.
It's going to be hostile and intense.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
advice can you give them to give them some kind of comfort, knowing that when you come to ISDC, the energy that's going to be there and the support. So, what advice do you have for them to find some kind of comfort about competing when they come to ISDC?
You want to start that one off, Mike?
Nah, go ahead, Jay. You got it.
Okay. Well, the thing about it is you're gonna have your support system. The community is very, very, very supportive, especially when it comes to competition. And one of the things that I really, really like about ISDC and people that actually come for the first time, and a lot of people like to keep coming, is because a lot of your biggest supporters are going to be people that you compete against. It would be really cool if some of you guys that don't compete had an opportunity to come over there and hear some of the conversations that's happening on the side. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really cool. It's really fun. I mean, I don't remember one year, it's like everybody, I don't know who was doing a pro-am or something. Everybody just started dancing on the side. I mean, it's fun. It's really fun. And it's not like a heavily judgmental type thing. Don't get me wrong. You want to put it on the floor. You want to put your best work on the floor and you want to do your thing. But as far as, pressure and things like being contentious and stuff like that, it's not that type competition. It's not at all, So just come out and have a good time. Of course, you're going to feel, it being your first time, you're going to feel a certain level of anxiety when you first get out there, whatever. But once that music start and people start clapping for you and the audience start, encouraging you and cheering you on, it's an enjoyable experience. You'll enjoy yourself.
It's nothing like it. It's nothing
Right.
like it.
And if it's for newer people, your question was for the newer people, Walter, dancing for the first time. I would suggest find your people. When you get out there to dance, go over where your people are. Dance in front of them. They're going to be the ones that's hollering for you the loudest. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm trying to look all the way down at the other end of the floor to find you, to holler for you. I mean, I know we can't all corral up in one location, but try to get as close to your people as possible and let them ooh and ah and boost you on, because there's nothing like having your people boost you on and yell your name and get you hyped. So get in your comfort zone in your neighborhood.
Yeah. And the energy, I think a lot of people in the audience don't understand how important it is for dancers not to hear silence. Like if it's like nothing going, silence always throws me off, It has to be dancers, they feed off energy. Just like when you go to a poetry slam, they want to hear finger snaps, clapping, they want to hear you say something. Dancers want to hear the same thing. They feed off that energy. So quiet ballrooms are not something that dancers, really sort of dig into. So
I'm glad you said that, Iris, because something I tell my students all the time, something Red used to tell me when he was training me. There's two things that can distract you: silence and applause.
Yeah.
Because silence can make you feel like you need to do more, like you're not doing anything. Applause will hype you up, and sometimes you get a little too hyped and start doing too much. So it's important to maintain a level. You do want that applause, but maintain a level. Let me add that little caveat in.
Yeah. Yes, Robert Holt. Thank you, Jay. Yes, Robert Holt. You can ask. Well, you don't have to request your scores because the scores are going to be taped to the wall. But you can, once you find out the score that a judge gave you, you can go to that judge and ask them questions about their score. So, yes. Hope that answers your question. All right, you all. This has been a great conversation, Mike Diesel. You're amazing, Jay. 2010. That's how long we've been in this thing. So yeah, Walter, China, you already know. But I do want to end with this video of Lawrence Bradford only because when we talk about top tier competing, this is one of those. This is one of those instances. So I'm gonna just check to see if you all can.
Hey, one more thing before you play that.
Okay.
People, please don't forget about our lost brother, J3.
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 Yes.
We want to represent him so much this coming weekend. I mean, he's been a pillar of ISDC when he took over as the head DJ and getting the equipment to us and getting everything lined up. So one thing we do in Dallas is throw up them threes for J3. So this weekend, you'll see a lot of us throwing up them threes. And at one point in time, hopefully we can all get together to throw up a 3 for him because trust me, he'll be watching down to make sure that it's playing, that the DJs are doing what they're supposed to do. Trust me. So we'll give it up for J3 this weekend.
No doubt. We'll chalk him up when we're on the floor, man.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be missed. Yeah.
Yeah, especially an invitation. I need all you invitations dancers to throw up
the 3. Okay.
You got it.
Two step. That's what we got to do. All right. Okay. Thank you for that, Mike. I really appreciate that. All right. You all tell me if you can see the screen. Can y'all see the screen?
Oh, yeah. I like this video.
All right. Here we go.
Lawrence Bradford and BJ.
Uh-oh. It might not play. It's buffering. Let me see. Yeah, it's buffering. This is what I'll do. I'll drop it in the chat and then post it on the Art of Chemistry page because at the beginning we talked about Lawrence Bradford. We mentioned his name when we talked. Mike Diesel mentioned his name, and so did Jay. And I just want you all to be able to put a name to a face. He's resting with J3 and Superman and, so many others. So, yeah, I just want y'all to see that video. Listen, again, appreciate all of y'all. We know that if everybody got to pack, wash, whatever you got to do. But we're going to have a great time in Vegas. Big Vegas energy. Love that hashtag. But if I don't see you all before, I will definitely see you Thursday night at ISDC. All right.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Y'all get there. I'll be in Vegas tomorrow.
Me too.
With China's gonna be there. April's gonna be there. So y'all warm up the wood.
Already.
All right.
All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great night.
You
Good
too.
night, sir.